You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
New Zealand SailGP team are second overall after the first day of SailGP Halifax in Canada. They were fifth in race 1, second in race 2 and fourth in race 3 in what were apparently pretty challenging conditions. Blackfoil's driver Peter Burling is with us. Peter, it looks pretty solid, fifth, second and fourth. How do you assess the day and your performance in pretty challenging conditions?
Well, it's probably about the most shifty, puffy day we've had this season, and we haven't really had a day like that on that HSB high-speed board configuration for a long time. So it's super hard. Obviously, super cold up here as well, which makes it a little bit trickier. The falls are a little bit less forgiving, but all in all, happy to walk away with 3 relatively low scores.
So how do you best sail the boat in conditions like that?
It's definitely not easy. We made some pretty good mistakes at times, and then also had some really good things going on today. It was really about a day of kind of trying to minimise those big mistakes and take the opportunities when they were there. And we're really happy with the way we got around the track in the first two. Obviously got off the start reasonably well, and then that last one was a bit of a shame not to end up a little bit closer to the front. But all in all, solid day, and we're riding the hunt for tomorrow.
Can you tell us about the wind and what makes it so challenging?
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's seen the footage, but we're sailing in Halifax, which is like opening of a big inlet. So it's relatively small and relatively high buildings both sides of the course. So it kind of blows off the buildings, and you don't get a massive amount of time to see it, and then it hits the water and disperses out through us. So really, really fun sailing, to be honest, but just makes it a little bit more dynamic than you're probably used to watching.
I've heard you talk before about risk versus reward in your decision making, not just in tough conditions, but in all conditions. Did you think you got the balance about right today? We definitely changed our thinking, I suppose, a little bit through the day. I think making things a little bit too tricky and being a little bit too conservative early on. But then we kind of managed to stretch things out a little bit, play it a little bit safer and a bit looser towards the middle end of the day, and felt a lot more comfortable. But we're riding the hump, and we'll just have to go back and look at the notes and try and make some little improvements for tomorrow. All we've got to do is get through to the final, and you can win these things. So that's what we're trying to do. And likely to be the same tomorrow?
Yeah, on the forecast, it looks like an absolute carbon copy tomorrow. So definitely going to be able to take the learnings out of today and apply them directly into that first race tomorrow. And that's what we'll be trying to do.
And everyone's been chasing Australia for the first 3 seasons of SailGP. You're top of the leaderboard with only a couple of events to go. They're now chasing you. Everybody, not just Australia. Does that change the way you sail?
No, we're here to try and win the event. We try and use every event as, I suppose, an opportunity to learn and improve as well. So we really try and come in here with a bit of a list of things we want to try and get better at and improve. And we did some things really well today. Some things not quite as well. So we'll be able to hopefully tidy them up overnight. But really happy with the way we're going and looking forward to getting into tomorrow.
And just while I've got you, there's been a bit of contention around the fact the US didn't get any penalty points for their capsize in Bermuda. I saw Australian driver Tom Slingsby said, look, we made a mistake in Christchurch and got penalised. The US team pressed the wrong button. They didn't incur a penalty. Do you have a view on that?
Yeah, I think it's more whether the damage was their fault as well. Obviously the Aussies ended up kind of sandwiched between 2 boats and chose to run over the mark, which was the right thing to do at the very end for safety. And then the US did a capsize where you pressed the wrong button and inverted the wing. But from all accounts, traditionally the wing has been pretty safe after that point. But it was a bit weird how that actually fractured the top of it. But for me, I think the normal thing would have been, or you would have expected to see them get penalty points, but I'm not sure why they didn't.
All right, and we'll back to tomorrow. Just finally, you said before that it's quite cold out there. Is it really quite cold, is it?
Yeah, the water's about 6 degrees. So we're up here in Nova Scotia. So, from when we, sailed around the world, this was about as
coldest you got before you hit ice. So, it's definitely freezing. But it's something we've got pretty good gear. Just means you got to put on the gloves between races and make sure you can keep feeling your fingers.
Well done on a solid first day, Peter. All the best for tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
No, thank you, mate. That is Peter Burling. So Black Foils, yes, what are they? 5th, 2nd and 4th across the opening three fleet races. So didn't win any of the races, but still sit 2nd overall behind Great Britain after the first day. This is the first time SailGP has been to Canada. Racing on day 2 underway at around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning New Zealand time. So New Zealand looking to hopefully retain or even extend that lead at the top of the competition standings with only a couple of events to go in the SailGP season.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.